Well, welcome back to War of Civilizations. What happened at the end? Um, well, just what happened. So, season 2, like this, as you can see, there is plenty of videos. And there's no what I call update fillers, just to fill out the playlist to make it more bulky. There is none of that in here. Um, we had a lot more fun in this, and because some of the people I knew from before ended up joining the team I was on this one, so I was a little bit more comfortable. So actually, I was way more comfortable. So yeah, I recorded it every time I jumped on, and well, because it was over, mostly over the break, like his summer break. We ended up doing like a full season of the. Yes, we did. Because the server is up 24. 24/7. I obviously did miss some things, but yeah, we did end up doing a lot more, and uh, we were recording to actually make it a series this time instead of just oh battle, oh battle, oh battle, like that. So we did legitimate make a an actual season out of it, or even more than a season. I don't know, like if we go what's called a there's when it comes to TVs, there's what's called half season, which is exactly 6 episodes, and then what's called um seasonal season, which is 12, your normal 12 episodes. And then there is what's called um extended season, which is your like 24 episodes. um Reason why they did it like this is because normally they did like one episode a month. So yeah, that's nobody liked. Well, yeah. So then yeah. So anyway, um we'll talk about weird TV stuff. So we we didn't really have, because we had more footage of everything, because we were recording. We didn't have a lot of what I call forced battles. I explained this in the previous what happened civilization video. We didn't have a lot of what's called wooded battles. Like the forest battles, like someone entering our territory, we would defend it. It just escalated. We actually had more orders, basically, of like of this is what you need done. It'd be better if we did these instead of this. So we allowed people to go through our territory, but we just kept an eye on them instead of just outright confronting them. So, yes, it did end up causing problems off camera. We did end up having, like, catching, like, little spy bases and stuff. I mean, it was just hard. So, we did end up getting rid of that, and just, however, most of the fighting and forced episodes and forced battles, most of them ended up off camera because we would jump on. We would, like, it'd be in the middle of the night. If I'm up editing something or watching YouTube videos, I'll jump on and help defend. But I most likely won't record because, well, it's just why. So that's why this, and then later, the big battle we had at the end, we did end up winning this battle only because it was a revenge battle because people were accusing us of cheating, and we ended up because we had there was no zigzagging, like no like we couldn't build a maze, so we had the idea of using spider webs as, like, how should you call it, like, to slow down the enemy. So people were getting mad at us to where, like, they were like, yeah, if we go through the spider webs, we'll get shot. So we have no choice but to zigzag through the spider webs, which makes the distance longer, because the battles are timed. If the defenders outlast the attackers through time, the defenders win. If the attackers kill everybody and take, their spawn bed, like, basically knock them out of the fight, the attackers win. So they were like, oh, they're just using it to eat time away. So we're all like, no. Well, yes and no. But you could always went through it. Well, then we would get shot. Well, that's the point of a defense. If you don't go through it, you're gonna get, if you go through it, you're gonna get shot. That's the whole point of having defenses. So, yeah, we had to, I think they ended up having to regroup and then reattack because of how bad it was. Because it got to the point where mods, like, there was a mod, there's always a mod there. So, someone they ended up having to bring more mods in, and, yeah, it was a disaster. So we ended up winning because, well, one, we ate up all their time. Two, no one would get past a certain spot because it was a kill zone. And three, I mean, well, if they would have rushed the kill zone, if they weren't doing, like, a one at a time thing, they would have definitely won. But because of, the trickle, what we call trickle effect, of, like, when they all rush in and we kill each one off one at a time, it's this trickle effect of them coming one at a time, which, after we get rid of the main group and they respawn and they're one at a time, that's easy picking. At that point, it's what we call a lost cause. When it gets to that point, it's over because there's not enough pressure to it gets to the point where you could just have one person standing on a roof and just picking it off. So we're not exerting enough pressure to you know, to do a push. So normally at that point, um, it'd be best if, you know, we and enemies would do a regroup to do a push, regroup, push, regroup instead of push, instead of just trickling. So doing the wave thing, it's not. It's good for the defender, however bad for the attacker, cause the defender has pretty much unlimited ammo because you can continue crafting ammo. However, the defender or the attackers they don't have that thing because they're all in the field. You can't, do that. So once you attack, and if you don't, you basically have to build a landing zone for a legitimate invasion. Not just an attack, but an invasion, because you need resource depots. You need stuff like this for attacking. So what we did, we'd basically bring a bunch of crates over, plant them, and that'd be it. That'd be our resources. However, once once they start running out because of the trickle effect, it's a lost cause. Normally, after that, before time is ran out, we would we would call for a retreat because nothing's getting done. So, yeah, you would need better planning, and because when an attack, there's no planning. It's just, well, I take that back. The defenders plan some, space, with the defenses, you plan on enemies coming in from that direction. That's why you put an emplacement there. So, yeah. So anyway, you would want to put, it's just, so anyway, you would want, trickling is bad. So that's why a lot of the, a lot of losses were occurred that way. So, yeah. Well, anyway, back on the thing. This one was a lot more done out. Season 2 was a lot more done out than Season 1. Well, you could see, obviously, the episode timer. So, yeah, we did end up doing better in Season 2 than Season 1. So, yeah. Season 2, I actually like Season 2 better than Season 1. So yeah. See you guys another time.